Hello, I'm Regina McCann-Hess, President of Forge Wealth Management, and welcome to my Women in Wealth series. Today, I have another friend with me for our show, and if you could, please tell us who you are, what you do, and what you love about what you do.
Okay, my name is Kate Diorio. I am the Director of Pupil Services in the Red Lion Area School District. My job requires me to wear many, many hats. I am the homeless student liaison. I am the foster care liaison. I am the truancy officer. I supervise English language learning teachers. I supervise school nurses, counselors, our mental health program, and the nurses. I'm not sure if I mentioned that.
Oh my God, you basically do everything.
Not everything. I have a really, really good support team that helps me manage all those moving parts. But basically, I like to sum it up and say my job requires myself and my team to remove barriers that impede students from learning. So I would say that is the best part of my job, when we can mitigate some of the barriers that families have so that their students can optimize the education that is being provided for them.
That's pretty amazing. And I can imagine with the pandemic and the global economic shutdown, that has made your job even more difficult.
It's presented some challenges, and we just have to work around them. So many times as I'm going through my day and I'm presented with problems, I really try to erase that word and use the word challenges, because problem
Yes.
has such a negative connotation to it. And if I say a challenge, it is something that we, my team, and the families that I'm working with can overcome. So I always present it as a challenge, and we're going to figure it out together, because the solution that I would devise for the students and families may not be the solution that works for them. So they need to be part of this decision-making process so that we can come up with something that works, because ultimately they are the ones that are going to have to work through the challenge with the systems and the resources that we help to put in place. But ultimately, it's the family.
Wow, that's so cool. I always have admired you, but just hearing all the things that you do and how you reword things to make it more of a positive tilt, even more so. That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
So one of my questions, actually using the word challenges, what are some of the challenges you face as a professional woman?
I think one of the challenges that I have faced um, recently has been this new work-life balance. Um, Again, I'm very fortunate to have these problems because I have healthy children, I have resources, I have a partner who helps me through. My husband is very active in raising our children. So um, I don't have those struggles, but now that I'm working with home, trying to maintain that schedule that I was on when I had an alarm clock and I went to a building and I had a schedule, so many of those things have evaporated with this pandemic that it's very easy to let that schedule slip. So I'm really working hard to make sure that I am maintaining a schedule. And I'm also trying to use some of the time that I have found by not commuting or having some of these late night meetings to take care of myself. And that's really important. Now that I have a little extra free time, I don't want to use the excuses that I had before of I don't have time, because that is
Mhm.
no longer.
That's for sure. Now, I know your kids are not littles anymore, which as a working person from home, that is one of the biggest things I'm grateful for, that my guys are also not little, they're bigger, because I don't know how I could teach and work at the same time. It just would be too challenging for me. But in either now or post pandemic, what do you find the challenges are of being a working mom?
I always equated it to I was spinning plates,
Hmm.
and I had my career plate, and I had my I'm working through school right now to obtain my doctorate. So I had my school plate, I had my wife's plate, I had my children plate, I had my me plate, and And I try to keep all those plates spinning, and sometimes they would wobble and I'd have to run over real quick and, spin the career plate, or I'd have to spin the me plate. And I didn't do enough of the spinning the me plate very often. And I think as women, we do that. We put
Mhm.
ourselves last. One of the things that I say is when I make a decision, I put it through so many different filters. And I know other people do that. It's not just women, but I think one thing that separates women is that we put so many people ahead of ourselves because we want them to be their best.
Yeah.
And in order for the people that we love in our lives to be their best, we also have to be our best too. So again, that's why I'm taking some of the time that I have to really work on some of the things that I like to do, like getting out in nature and exercising or reading books to enrich my brain and support some of the practices that I employ at work.
Yeah. Well, your brain's very exercised. I know you're a brilliant woman. I always love calling you and talking to you because you always put it in a straight way for me, and I love it.
I
Keep
do
up the good
keep it
work,
very
man.
straight.
Oh, yes, we do. Keeping it straight. So, talking about the future, what types of things do you see yourself planning for, either for you, for the family, for the kids? What are your financial planning type needs that you need to think about?
Well, I have a 20-year-old, I have an 18-year-old, and I have a 16-year-old.
Mhm.
And, I was thinking about this today. I have a 20-year-old who is going to graduate from Valley Forge Military College, and he is going to be looking into starting his life. And I'm thinking, as much as I love having him home, we need to start thinking about teaching him about how to plan and
Mhm.
finance, because unfortunately that's not something that's really taught.
Right.
um and
Right.
and, and we're just supposed to innately know these things, and he needs a crash course on financial planning and management. And then I have a daughter who's going to go to Temple, and I have to plan for her college. And then I just start, my mind just starts going crazy, and I think about weddings and right.
No, no,
And
can't do it.
and I have a 16-year-old too, and he is very, very motivated by money and finances, but also he's motivated by looking really good and having the best clothes and the best labels. So I'm also working on him to um, think about the value of a dollar. And
Okay.
he definitely knows how to work for that dollar, but is it necessary to have that brand name, um, to have it plastered upon your body and offer free advertising to somebody?
Oh,
So in my with those three age groups, and as they're on different trajectories, those are the types of things that I have been thinking about when I think about financial planning. All the different
that's
pathways
cool.
my kids can go down.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, and that's true. It's you have a point on every single one of them. I love the fact that you're teaching them all. You're paying them to advertise for them. So that's a pretty cool statement. They may understand that a little bit better than why do you want to pay $30 for a shirt that's worth 10?
Right, right.
Things like that. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining me on the Women in Wealth series. As always, I enjoy our conversations. Um, and I can't wait to be able to call you doctor when you're done your doctorate. Well,
I'm hopeful.
yeah, no, it's definitely happening. I'm looking forward.
Yeah, and hope is not a strategy. So it will happen.
Yes.
It's it's in the works. It's in progress.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to hold you to that because I can't wait to call you doctor. Dr.
Okay.
So thank you for joining me. And just if you need to find us, we are on Facebook at Forge Wealth and Twitter at Forge Wealth, on LinkedIn, Regina McCann Hess. But thank you for joining us on Women in Wealth and Forge Wealth Management. Have a great day today. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.